We're at the intelligence observation area on top of the old city, and we're going to go in and get briefed on how the Israeli Police Department watches and protects all the religious sites, the 3 religious sites, and all the people.
Okay, this is in East Jerusalem, another example, and this is the last example because we're a bit pushed for time, but this is the last example of an incident that took place. What happened was there was a security border police that was on a regular patrol inside East Jerusalem. What happened is there is a suspect. Okay, if you look over here, you can see a border policeman with an M16 rifle facing the ground. He's on a regular patrol. Okay. Where is it? This is in East Jerusalem.
Where's the police officer?
As I mentioned, the police officer is over here.
Oh, you have the cursor.
Standing,
okay,
he's got a beret on his head, and you can see just the end of his M16. Okay, he's standing there on a regular patrol in East Jerusalem. And this is the suspect. Watch what he does. Pulls out a knife. He jumps on him, slits his throat from behind. Okay, he tries to manage to get up. He takes his weapon. Doesn't manage to fire, the suspect walks off, and then what happens is he collapses on the street after his throat was slashed. Okay, he lies down on the floor, medical help immediately. Once again, you can see the reactions and what takes place. Watch the suspect jump on him, cuts him from behind, he had no chance, he was looking in another direction, and then he runs off. Didn't manage to open fire, it was all within seconds, and obviously his throat was already cut and he was injured. The supporting police officer in blue uniform helps him. He lies down on the ground, he collapses, he loses consciousness. And medical help arrived. In any event, that suspect was picked up, both based on the cameras that we have here from other directions when he arrived just before. An investigation was opened up, obviously, as soon as you see an incident like this. So our representatives here with the remote controls called into our other offices to arrive from the east to the west, wherever necessary, cordon off an area, and that's basically how the patrols take place. And the operations here, luckily enough, he was injured moderately but taken to hospital and treated.
The car that pulled up right ahead of time, was that a distraction?
No, there was a police car. No, that just happened. There's a police station over here. This is the police station itself, where the police units come in and out from. So it had nothing to do with it, but the suspect himself, the terrorist, waited and was watching exactly for the vehicle to disappear before he carried out the attack.
And what was his motivation in the investigation?
From what we know, he was part of a terrorist cell connected to Hebron, to the Hebron area. Once again, retaliation for an attack or something, and try to target a security officer.
They all know the cameras are on them. They know that they're going to get caught.
It doesn't matter. As far as they're concerned, they want to target as many people, what I said before, women, children, security personnel inside Jerusalem, anywhere around the country. We deal with a lot of incidents in Judea and Samaria as well with our officers that are attacked or attempted attacks. We have to prevent them all the time.
The officer just showed us historical archival footage of a couple of terrorist, well, actually, a couple of terrorist activities. One was a bombing, and the other was an attack, an independent attack upon a police officer. And I showed exactly how it took place. We watched what occurred. In fact, we're showing it to you, and then how the camera systems were significant in catching the terrorists in both situations. So thank God for the eyes on in the holy city in Jerusalem. Is the eastern part of the city, do they have a control center, security center like this at all?
No, the Israeli National Police are in charge of all the security in Jerusalem, as well as all the rest of the country. We cover both the Israeli Arab community as well as the Israeli regular community. So our police officers, for instance, inside the old city here, we have 320 Israeli Arab-speaking officers that are part of the community. So they know exactly when the shops are opening, when the shops are closing. We know exactly what time people are going to pray, etc. They're part of the society. There's no differentiation. what goes on in Palestinian areas, and I'm talking about in Shechem, in Nablus, what goes on in Jenin, is obviously a completely different operation. But this is the only intelligence center that covers the important parts of the old city, as well as of Jerusalem.
Mark, as a security expert, counterterrorism expert, how critical is this operation from your perspective to what's going on?
This is critical because it's more eyes, it's more ears. The more eyes you've got on the ground, the more you see, the more you can prevent.
And how long has this center been in operation?
The center here was set up in the year 2000. Okay, it's called Mabat 2000, which is the Eyes of 2000. It was set up here in order to...
The Eyes of 2000? That's
yeah.
pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, and it's changed the whole of the security in the old city since then.
We're here at the command center, Mubatapan. Hectic place right now. We just had a briefing from one of the officers regarding how it works and the CCTV cameras that are all over the place and the integration of it and the unique high-tech capabilities. Phenomenal system here, and we had a rare opportunity to take a look at it, and we're glad we can show it to people that understand the protection going into protecting not just Israelis, but Arabs and Christians and everyone coming to Jerusalem. Fascinating location.
Where we are at the moment in the Old City, as you can see, there's hundreds of people that are coming to visit from all the different regions around the world here at the Temple Mount and the Western Wall. There are approximately 3 million visitors that are coming on a yearly basis. And therefore the Israel National Police have to be ready, obviously, to deal with the security issues and specifically making sure that the holy sites here in Israel are protected. The Israeli National Security is in charge of everything that takes place all around the country, not in the Palestinian areas. Here in Jerusalem, however, the Israeli police are in charge and make sure that the patrols that take place, both here at the Western Wall, take place on the Temple Mount as well. We have an Israel National Police unit which work with the Waqf and coordinate, but there's also coordination which is done on a diplomatic level, both with the Jordanians, to make sure that the status quo on the Temple Mount is kept calm and quiet. In general, we heighten security during the Muslim festivals, which is the Ramadan period. That takes place towards the end of the summer holidays, which is the end of August, beginning of September, when we normally heighten security and things are calm and under control. I can also mention that once in a while there's sporadic incidences which take place, but that's due to frictions not here in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is very safe, very calm. You can feel that when you're walking around. The patrols that take place are 24/7 by the Israeli police, but once in a while, unfortunately, there are incidents that take place. Sporadic very much, but that's due to what takes place in other areas of the country. If there's a disturbance that takes place, let's say for instance in the Hebron area, or something that can happen in the Palestinian areas in Jenin, obviously we might have to heighten security in order to deal with that.
That's the question, sir.
What do we have here? What's going on?
This is the border police. The border police patrol the old city, all over the old city, make sure that things stay safe and calm, look after everybody. And yeah, they do a good job.
Here, where we are now, is the joint cross-section between the Jewish quarter, where we just came from, the Muslim quarter, and the Christian quarter. So our patrols have to keep their eye open when we're going to the Muslim quarter. Right there. Right down here, down that alleyway that goes deep into the heart of the Muslim quarter. There've been incidents once in a while over here, but all the way through the market here we have a lot of CCTV cameras. So we're watching every movement, where we're going. If necessary, our observation and intelligence center can now see us on the CCTV cameras. If you look behind us over here on the wall, you can see they're watching us right now.
Hello!
Okay, so they know exactly what's going on. Very important cross-section over here to make sure that we know what's going on in terms of security.
Now, the Christian...
The Jaffa Gate, this is one of the 9 gates around the old city. Where we came from inside the market, you walk through a lot of tourists coming in and coming out. You can see the CCTV cameras over here, just on top of the market. This is watching the entrance. We also have CCTV cameras in the other directions, which is very important for intelligence and surveillance, that we can watch both individuals coming in, different vehicles. If we have any intelligence, police operations that are taking place and we have intelligence of a specific individual that we need to track we need to follow through the market, or he might be coming down to one of the holiest sites, and we need to make sure that he's arrested before he gets anywhere near that area. So we'll make the arrests, if necessary, either here in a more safer area, or if necessary through the market. So this is a very important area, both in terms of police operations, coordinating with the ground units as well as the CCTV units that are watching. All the information is transferred from the intelligence center to our units on the ground, okay, where immediately they can respond and coordinate without any problem whatsoever. And the response time is obviously seconds. You have to understand, there's police officers throughout the old city, both at the main gates as well as inside the market. So our response time is very, very quick, as it needs to be here.
We've seen some information on public television talking about face recognition software and those types. I'm sure a lot of that was developed here and created in Israel. And seeing as there's a security camera every 5 feet around here,
Yep.
is that type of stuff those types of technologies, are those in use, today?
What I can say is all the technology that you can imagine on the market and America is using, Israel is using today as well. We're always thinking several years ahead, both in terms of technology, both in terms of cameras, CCTVs, day, night, sensors, everything is used here in the Old City.